Hello and welcome to Dragon's Dogma 2 review. It's gonna be a long one and it's the first video on this channel and I hope you like it. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a very interesting game. It's difficult to explain. It's a good game, but it has some problems, you could say. To start off, it's the performance. The performance is terrible, especially on the CPU. If you're in the main town, Vermont, the CPU usage is just too big, too much. It's terrible to say. This needs to be said that, and it shouldn't be like this. Really shouldn't, and it needs to be fixed. Capcom, fix it. But on the GPU side, it's not that bad. With an RTX 4070 Ti Super max settings, without DLSS, without dynamic resolution, I get around 50 FPS, and then I have ray tracing on. That's not that bad. With dynamic res and DLSS, it's actually pretty good. I capped it at 60 because the frame time is terrible, so you will get random stuttering, and having it capped at 60 FPS will make it so much better, and I highly recommend doing so. I also just recommend doing as you want. Choose your own settings, but if you have a good enough computer to be able to turn it on max, it's a really beautiful game, and I mean really, it looks fantastic. Never seen a better game in a long time, and it's really good. It's probably cyberpunk level, but enough about that. How is the game? The game is really fun, actually. I have around 40 hours, and I've completed it and started on the new game plus, and I love it. It's just so fun. I have maxed out my thief class and sorcerer, and I played a little bit fighter and the spear class. I forgot about that, what it's called, but they're so fun. The sorcerer, you can just use your spells and cast whatever you like. Flamethrower, casting lightning, blizzard, icicles, thunderball, which is weird. I thought there was going to be a bigger thunderstorm, but they chose thunderball. Not a big fan of that. And the flame, you had it will create a fire wall, kinda, in a straight line forward, and it's good. Sorcerer's fun, but the thief class is something else. You can climb on everything. It's much easier. You get augments to climb even better, and then you can just climb on top of enemies and just stab, and you will also unlock some skills to be able to do a lot more damage, and it also is upgradable, so you later will get a better one. And that's one thing with every most of the skills on every class is you will start first on level 1 with 1 skill, and then you will get more skills that you have to purchase with the currency that you get from killing enemies. This is non-purchables with real money, which I'll talk about later. And you can just play and you'll unlock and level up your vocation. You also have augments, which will give you boosts to special stuff, and you have core skills. Core skills is only for one class. So for the sorcerer, you get one core skill that allows you to recharge your stamina. You have to start with this will boost it, and it's highly recommended. And some will upgrade or give you extra moves, but they are only for that vocation. But augments you will unlock for that vocation, but you can use it on every single location. So you unlock a thief vocation, you can use it on a fighter or anything else, and that is pretty cool. I love that feature, and yeah, it's just fantastic. The world in this game is also really fantastic. You have two huge cities, one in Batal, and one you have Vermont, and both is killing the CPU, but they are really cool. You also have some smaller cities, an Elven city, and Melv, and Checkpoint City, and some other small places, which I won't talk about, but are really cool. And these you may unlock special places, special things. In one place I got some special moves for the thief, which you can only get there. You can't get them by leveling up, which is it's just so, it's cool. Never seen that in a long time. And the world is it's good, and there's good and bad. First off, the map. It's large, but it feels a bit empty. This might sound weird, but I wish there was some more stuff. And this might does not many people would like or agree with me, but I like when you have bases to kill, or you can kill everybody, and then the base is like yours, or it's gone. That would be awesome. There's so many thief bases in Dragon's Dogma, and it would be so cool if you just killed them all. You would unlock it and become a town, or something like that. There is actually a mission about that in the game. That is really cool. You will have to kill lizards in the town, which is a quest, and then the reward is you get the town, but then you're asked to come back, and then there are more lizards, so you're gonna have to save it, and then it happens again, and it's really cool. And later in the game I even met a character random in the woods, and then he just appeared in the city. That was really cool. And just moved there, got his own house, and started living there, which was really suddenly and really cool. And you had other and one thing I have not seen myself, but I've read about it and seen it online. There's a disease your pawns can have, which will kill every single NPC nearby if you sleep at the inn, and that's just something else, and it's so cool. I would love to see it, and so much you can just create a story around that, because there's an item that revives every single NPC nearby that's died. So you have to get one of those to basically to play the game again, because you can't start a new game again, and if you do that, if you don't revive them, you can't continue. So you have to do it, which is so unique. So the quests are good, but in my playthrough I didn't find that many special or unique quests. There were very few, but many of them were really cool, but others were like not that good. I had one quest where I was supposed to help an elf with some archery. First I bought him a bow, then he was told to go and help him train, and then I won't spoil what happens after, but I got some really, it was a nice reward, and there was one quest about a phantom ox cart, and that was really weird quest, and I had to fight so many people. It was really weird why I had to fight so many people, and it was really hard. I have no idea. It shouldn't be that hard, and yeah, it shouldn't just been that hard to begin with. And I really hope they make so that humans have lower stats, because humans in the stats in the game has so high stats, and it's just annoying. That's it. It's just annoying. And the monsters are easy to compare to humans, and it shouldn't be like that. I feel like a dragon shouldn't be easier to kill than a human, and that just says a lot. Now I have some issues with the game, and one issue is lip syncing, especially at the start. That's probably the point you'll notice it the most. There's a girl you'll talk to, a little girl that you'll get a quest from, and another woman who will talk to you, and the lip syncing is terrible. It's, I would say, one of the worst I've seen in games in general in forever. It's really ass, and the voices on the characters are just not that great. Especially the pawns, they repeat so many things all the time. There's one voice per one male and female voice per like special, I don't know what type they are. They're straightforward, calm, or something like that. And there should be more voices. They really should. They're like higher pitched and lower pitched, and it doesn't make that big of a difference. They should really add some more. And now we have some controversy, especially the Steam controversy, or not Steam, but the microtransactions, you could say. At Steam there are tons of quote-unquote DLCs, which it's kind of hard. It's not that hard to explain, but and there's also a lot of false information going around. It's buy and you unlock it early. It's not that hard to unlock, but there's a maximum amount that you can have or purchase in the game, which is bad, but Capcom had said they're going to change that later, which is good. And it shouldn't be there to begin with, to be honest. It's just ruins the experience, and when tons of people don't play the game and just see that instantly, many people will just don't buy the game and don't play it. You can play the game and get these items in the game, and it's not hard at all. It's really easy, but there lies the point there. It's so easy that it shouldn't be unpurchasable to begin with. It's so easy to just unlock. It shouldn't be there. Now the combat is really good. As you said earlier about the thief, you can just climb, and you have the spear person, which you can just teleport behind or to enemies or on top of enemies, and that's really cool if you ask me. The fighter can have a shield, and you can get an ability where a pawn will jump on top of you or top of your shield, and you will bounce them up, and that's pretty cool. And the enemies, they react to the environment. Some enemies will climb on walls, some will fall and fill the gap. So like a Cyclops can fall and will create a bridge, which is cool. And you have a really late game enemy, which is a giant stone man, which walks and just walks, but it just destroys everything, and walks on everything and just destroys stuff, and it looks pretty cool. Could have been a little bit better, but it's cool, and it's just annoying to fight, to be honest. Unnecessary, boring. And the drakes, they are so difficult. At the beginning of the game, they were pretty hard, but later it was pretty easy. With the thief, you have two abilities which could which destroys everything. One just does extremely much damage at one place, but another just does extremely much damage overall, because it does tons of small damage, which build up, and if you have some elemental effects on your weapon, maybe ice, it will freeze the enemy, so you can do even more damage. And the other ability just takes a few hits, but it does a lot of damage, and it's the same with the effects somehow, and it will almost always cause the effect to be applied to the enemy. So if you have freeze, it will instantly freeze the enemy, so your other pawns can do more damage. And the pawns are they are a unique thing, and they are the best part of the game, and the worst. The best part is you can hire pawns from other players, which is really fun, and they will learn, they will adapt, get to know the enemies and how you play, and it's really cool, but not always. I had a fighter pawn, but I gave him the ability to help other teammates to jump, and he only used it in terrible places. He just randomly used it, and I would jump out in the forest when there were one enemy. He was 2 meters away, and it forced me to jump the other way. What's the reason with that? And they sometimes do the job. When I had my pawn as a thief, they actually climbed on the enemy and started doing damage, but for some reason now all my pawns doing it, even my support mage, which I hired of course, but that explains probably why. But they just started climbing, and what is the mage supposed to do? It's a healer. It doesn't have any attack spells, but it still did help a lot, I guess. But it was fine. There are some unique things you can see in Dragon's Dogma, like things that will give you some riddles that you have to solve, and you'll get rewards from that. I messed up on one of the riddles, so I didn't get all of the rewards, because when you complete every single of the riddle, you'll get in a special reward, and I have yet to see that, but the riddles are, I wouldn't say hard or easy. Most of them are pretty easy to understand, but two of them are a bit difficult, and one I didn't even understand. Even after Googling it, I didn't understand it completely. But the other one is just you have to give one of those tokens, secret tokens that you will find around, which isn't hard, but the hard part is you have to wait exactly 7 days before giving it, and that's the hard part and unnecessary. You should be allowed to give it straight away. Makes no sense, and they're just not that much other unique things to do in this game actually. You can run around and explore. You'll find some unique stuff, but the biggest thing about this game is the combat. Yeah, it's basically the combat and pawns. The pawns you will unlock, you can hire from other players or buy Capcom themselves or some YouTubers, or so that has been allowed to make special pawns that are on the official pawn list in the game. And one problem I have for this is it's, I guess you could say pay to win, but it's not. It's about the microtransactions. You can buy the currency that you use to purchase pawns, and if the pawn is your level or under, it will be free. But if it's higher than your level, it will cost a little bit and will increase with every level. And you can just buy a ton of it and then just get a really good pawn, and it's just annoying. And they balance that out with that the pawns you hire won't level up. So let's say you have a pawn you play with a lot of, but then he is under-leveled. So what you can do is favorite him, and then later you can just before that you'll just dismiss him, and then later you can see if he's leveled up and then be on your favorites list, and you can just instantly recruit them back. And that's one thing I will highly recommend doing. It's just the favorite every character, no, every one you like, because I think it's in Dragon's Dogma 1 it was 100 cap, but I don't know how many there is now, but there's still a lot you can favorite. So my conclusion is it's good. It's good. It's fun to play. that's the most important part, and I always was dragged back in to play it again, and it was really fun, and I played it every single day since I got it, and I was dragged in, and I just played and played and played and played more, and I just didn't stop playing. It was so fun, and I would highly recommend it. But here's the thing: because of the performance issues and everything, the only way to get it somewhat playable is with mods. I am currently using 2 mods. One that enables DLSS frame gen and upgrades the DLSS to 3.6. There's one huge issue with this game, and the DLSS looks terrible. No idea why, but it's just terrible implementation. Capcom has said they are going to fix it, hopefully one day, and it's probably gonna look good, but right now it's terrible. But the frame gen mod lets you basic doubles FPS, but you're gonna have to use have a 40 series GPU, RTX GPU, and then the performance will be okay. It's like it's just fake frames, but it's still better than nothing. It makes it more smooth and without all the stuttering, which is just great, to be honest. But if you don't have a good PC, don't buy it. The CPU performance is terrible, and on my PC with a Ryzen 5 7600X that's overclocked, my performance drops way below 30, even with frame gen on in the capital. Sometimes higher, but it's mostly around 30 to 40 without frame gen, and the stuttering also, it just jumps and jumps and jumps, and that there's so much stuttering in this game, it's almost unplayable. And I have not played it on console, so on console I heard it's unplayable. On PC it is playable, as long as you don't care about the capital issue. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please like, and if you would be kind, please subscribe. It will help a lot. Have a nice day.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
You must not pretend.